So I just wondered if Greg Cosell was going to say, with what the Eagles are good at and what they're struggling with right now, like what would you do to get their run game going if you had the power to do so?
Well, the thing we don't know, and actually Cam Jurgens came out this week, Chris, and basically said that his back is still bothering him and he's not 100%, but he obviously wants to be out there because no player wants to sit. I, that that's a hard question to answer because maybe at this moment in time, because he obviously is very athletic. I'm sure you probably remember that when he came in Nebraska, he actually went to Nebraska as a tight end and they moved him to center. So he obviously is a more athletic guy. But it's very possible that he just at this point in time can't quite do those things yet. I don't know. It's just a thought because they certainly have not worked outside in the run game. There's got to be reasons for that. That, as I said, probably things we don't know. Um, that play you're speaking about to Barkley came in no huddle, which they used really, really effectively on their second possession, and then didn't really come back to it except for a few selective plays here and there, and hadn't really used it much through the first four games. Last year was really a staple of what they did regularly, and it was very successful. Again, a lot of these questions, Chris, I can't tell you why. I'm not
I
there.
got you.
I can only tell you, what the tape shows. I can't speak to the process of how they go about thinking what they want their offense to look like and game planning. And, I can't speak to the process.
So 2 years ago, it looks like, the Eagles, they couldn't handle the blitz, right? In the pass game. That was the big nightmare. Now it seems to me it's very simple to beat them. Just rush three or four guys and play zone. They cannot beat zone defense in terms of passing the football. And I wanted to ask you why? Why is it now that it looks like, hey, if they blitz and they play man coverage, the pass game seems to work? And then the simple adjustment of just rushing three or four guys, dropping into zone, playing too high, and then boom, it's over and they have no answers. Is it route
Well,
concepts? Is it Jalen Hurts? What are you seeing?
I mean, I can only speak to what I know and what I interpret from film. I'm not a blueprint guy. So in other words, that doesn't automatically mean just to start the answer that every team's going to do that, and that means it's going to work every week, and they can't play because it never works like that in the league. There are some weeks certain things work, and then a team might try something similar to the next week, and you know what? It doesn't work. So yeah, but just to speak to Jalen Hurts' strengths and weaknesses, what Jalen Hurts is not, and it was frustrating for Kellen Moore. I happen to know it's frustrating for the quarterback coach now as well. Is Jalen is not a window thrower. And that's what you have to be able to do against zone. You've got to be able to work between the numbers and make window throws that require anticipation, timing. Balls must be thrown before receivers get into that window, because if you wait too long, then they're past that window and you get the backside defender who's sitting right there. That's not the strength of his game. Never was. At this point in his career, it won't be.
So my question to you is, we have talk about Jalen specifically in your tape career, watching teams for what you've been doing this for like about 15 years now, Greg, 15 or so
Me?
years. Yeah,
I've been doing
you're looking great, by the way. You losing weight, but
I am. Thank you, by the way. I go to
well,
the gym 5, 6 days a week.
good
Thank
for
you.
you. The question the question is ultimately, but we also saw people grow. They got really good. So do you see
Right.
quarterbacks over the course of their career like Jalen get the bigger box, see the field better? Is there growth there, or you just kind of like you got it or you don't? Forgive the soliloquy, but I want to give my perspective a little bit.
No, no, it's a great question. I think that that's a case by case. I think there are
Okay.
some quarterbacks that can happen with, and I think that there's others that it can't. A lot of it also depends on how a coach structures an offense and how he presents it to
Mm,
him. Um, so that, which is one reason why there's obviously like in any profession, like you just indicated about
yeah,
people you've been with in your career,
yeah,
there's obviously coaches who can present it in a way that is total clarity for a
yeah.
quarterback. And
We
there's
have
other
good command
coaches,
climates, a good culture at the command, and and
yeah,
then we have
and they're
pilots that were like, hey, this guy's really good at this, this guy's really good at this,
right.
this guy can do everything. So ultimately, it's about the culture, how you're going to basically, how do I put it, how you're going to direct your weapon, how you're going to
I
direct
mean, it's
Jalen.
very clear, for instance, and I know him personally, and I haven't been out to his camp, which I hope to do next year. But Kevin O'Connell clearly understands how to present material to quarterbacks because Carson Wentz has now played 3 weeks in a row. And he looks like he did almost in 2017 with the Eagles. He's calm, he's comfortable, he's not reckless, he's not getting sacked, he's getting rid of the football to the right guy at the right time. So obviously that's coaching because for the last 3, 4 years, whenever he played, he looked like he was, he had really no idea, and so it's
True.
coaching. So it's all how it's presented to quarterbacks. Now, if you truly cannot see the field, Dan, if you're just one of those guys, it's not likely you're all of a sudden going to be great at that.
How is Jordan looking on at tackle?
Jordan Davis.
No, Mailata.
Oh, Mailata. Okay, left tackle.
Oh, Jordan Mailata?
Yeah, and
I don't think go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't think he's played as well this year as he has in the last couple of years. He hasn't been a true liability, Al, but I don't think he's played quite at the same level that he's played at the last couple of years. And I think the O-line, that's sort of the elephant in the room, Al, is because they've been the best O-line in football for 3 years. Again, just the assumption, great O-line. Well, which in August, that statement is very fair. They've been the best O-line. This year, the O-line, quite frankly, is not playing at the necessary level. And that's been an issue. There's no question about it.
Hey, I wanted to ask about the hurry up offense. Are you seeing when they do a hurry up offense, is it that it's always man on the other side? And do they need
No.
a first down to get it started?
Well, normally a lot of teams do it that way. I mean, again, that's for whatever reason, that seems to be foundational, Mark, to the way a lot of teams that use the no huddle tempo, the way they do it is if let's say they want to do no, like the Eagles did on that second drive. Normally, obviously, the first play can't be no huddle because you're starting a play. But normally, if you gain good yards or get a first down, they go right into the no huddle. So let's say you gain 8 yards, you go right into no huddle. Teams will rarely go into no huddle if they gain 2 yards. It just doesn't, for whatever reason, Mark, it doesn't work that way. And then you just keep going with it because what happens is almost always you get a predictable front end.
Hey, fall is planting season. Did you know that many plants and trees actually do better when planted this time of the year? But you got to know where to start. And that's why I love fastgrowingtrees.com. Doesn't matter if you live in the sunny South or if the air's getting a little chilly where you are, the plant experts can help you find the perfect fit for your space. They've got everything your yard needs: fruit trees, privacy trees, shrubs, flowering trees, so much more. And Fast Growing Trees makes it so easy for you to have your dream yard because you can order online and get your plants delivered directly to your door. If you're like me, you're tired of spending way too much money on landscaping. And if you walk into one of those nurseries and you look at all the stuff they have, you have no idea where to begin. That's why you need fastgrowingtrees.com. Doesn't matter about the size of your yard. They got over 6,000 plants to fit any space, and a 14-point quality checklist ensures you will get the best quality plants possible. This fall, they have the best deals for your yard, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And listeners to our show get 15% off their first purchase when using the code BIRDS at checkout. 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code BIRDS at checkout. Now's the perfect time to plant. Use BIRDS to save today. The offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply. Check out the link below or in the show notes and support the show. Sports are all about competition. Every snap, every possession, every clutch moment matters. That same energy is what 1v1 Me brings to video games. Every single day, you can watch and stake on matchups in Madden, NBA 2K, FC, and Call of Duty Search and Destroy. All the games are streamed live. Every match has refs, and payouts are instant. And these aren't just random online lobbies. These are the best players in the scene, pros, streamers, and rivals. With season playoffs and the championship game on the line, every game matters. Over $100 million has already been paid out on the app, and the community is growing fast. If you're a sports fan, a gamer, or just someone who loves having a little extra on the line, 1v1 Me is where you need to be. It's not just about winning, it's about the bragging rights too. Every match has a chat going crazy, and you can back your picks in real time. Download today and use code BIRDS. Your first stake on the app is risk-free. That's code BIRDS for a risk-free first stake.
So I want to flip the script here, talk about the defense a little bit.
Sure.
I may be having some currency bias, but it seems to me that we're missing more tackles in general this year than we did, let's say, toward the end of last year because I can't remember
Right.
the beginning of the year. And are you seeing that too, or is it just my imagination?
I would say that's fair to some extent. I mean, I don't chart that, but I would say that that's noticeable at times for sure. You know, and I love him as a player, but I think Blankenship has missed probably a few more tackles this year than we've seen in the past. You know, that was always a strength of his game, not to the point where I think, oh my God, this guy's, shouldn't be out there or anything like that. But I would say that that's a fair statement.
Yeah, it's sort of like the defense version of the offensive line not playing up to snuff so far, or up to
Yeah,
last
I mean,
year's
to a certain,
game.
although I think overall the defense has not been a problem the way, in this, it's, I mean, I know people might look at the fourth quarter this week and think, and if someone wants to ask about it, we can certainly talk about what happened. But, I don't think I don't think the defense has been a problem overall, though.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Really good
All
one.
right, guys, really
Great
appreciate it.
job,
That
guys.
was, that was
Yeah.
fun. Thank you.
Way to
Thanks,
go,
Greg.
guys.